Hello there, and welcome to the Vital Blend. My name is Anthony, and today I want to talk about what is stopping you from eating healthy. Have you ever thought about that? A lot of people out there know they should be taking better care of themselves. I should be eating better. I've got medications I'm taking. I want to get off of them. I want to look better and feel better, but they don't do anything about it. What's stopping people? What's getting in the way? I've come up with 4 things that I have seen that people deal with and they struggle with. Number 1 is that it's not a priority. Changing your health and eating better is just not a priority. We do the things in life that we want to do, the things that we have as a priority, we take care of them. Let's say that you go to church every Sunday. You go not because you have to, you go because you want to. It's a part of your identity. And so you do whatever you got to do to go. Is it too hard to go to church every week? No, you go, you love it, you have a good association, you learn things, it makes you feel good, and you're recharged for the next week, right? You do what you want to do. Changing your diet, exercising more, getting rid of certain foods doesn't sound too appealing. You don't want to do it. It's not a priority. When does it become a priority? What has to change? You need to ask yourself this. For some people, like the stories I feature every day on the Vital Blend on Facebook, people change their ways after they're given a death sentence. I'm sorry, you got 6 months to live, you've got cancer. Or they have a stroke, a heart attack, and their family is by their deathbed looking at them with tears in their eyes. This is when people, now all of a sudden, health is a priority, okay? Is that what you want to wait for? A lot of people don't get a second chance. They get a heart attack and they leave their family behind. So you got to really think about this. What would make health a priority? Are you waiting for the fear factor to come into your life? Reason number two, something that stops people from eating healthy is that they feel it's too hard. I don't know what to cook, the food, I don't know if I can make it taste good, I don't know if I have to prep for it and everything. The things that we find in life that are too hard are usually the things that we don't want to do. And if there's, like I said before, if there's something that we really want to do and we find it difficult, we power through it. What's going to keep you from going to church on Sunday? You're going to power through it if it's at all possible, and you're going to get there because you really want to be there. So, it's okay to feel like it's too hard and I don't want to do it. That's to be human. Humans, we like pleasure. We're pleasure seekers, in case you haven't noticed. We can easily get sucked into all kinds of things that can really bring us harm because we're just looking for some pleasure. Gambling addiction, sex addiction, drugs, alcohol, food. You could binge watch television, all kinds of stuff. It's all because we want to feel good and we want pleasure. We don't go out of our way to feel pain. That's not what humans do. So don't feel bad that you think that it's too hard. The reason why it's too hard is because you're not on board with it yet. It hasn't become a priority, all right? Number 3 is because you're still craving junk food. Ever heard people say, I just can't stop eating these foods. I crave junk food. I can't stop eating these foods. Whether it's the conventional stuff that you get at the grocery store with, cheese and all that stuff, or it could be the vegan foods, the vegan junk foods, just as addictive as the other stuff. And so you have to understand that the more you crave, the more likely you're going to cave. And people want to get off these things. They know. People know that these things aren't good for them. You ask any smoker, right, that wants to get off the cigarettes, they know it's not good for their lungs. They know it's not good for their heart. You ever heard a smoker say, you mean this is going to cause cancer? You mean I could have a heart attack? I got to stop smoking now. Thanks so much for telling me. Things you never hear smokers say, okay? And they take an approach of, well, I could stop, but this gets back to number 2. That's too hard. I want to do the more pleasurable thing, which is to cut back. And cutting back only works when you stick with it and you see it through. And not a lot of people can do that. It takes discipline when you're getting down towards the end. I've seen a lot of people start to cut back and they fall off the wagon. Why? Because the psychoactives are still in the mix. How can you come off the drugs or the alcohol when you're still doing drugs or drinking alcohol? Can't do it. That's not what we do with those people. We send them away. We dry them out. They have no alcohol, no drugs. This is what you need to do. If you want to get off of these foods, you got to stop. You got to stop eating them. Your body will adapt. Your body will change. Your body will do things that you have no idea that it can do, but you got to take the first step. Food cravings, they come away when you step away from these foods, and that's what you got to do. So if you feel like you're still craving foods, you got to make a concerted effort to put some distance between you and these foods, because having them in the mix increases your chances of going backwards when you think that you're doing something good. And number 4, you don't know what healthy feels like. You know that you should be eating healthy, you want to be eating healthy, but you don't know what that means. Like, you don't know what feeling good means, because you feel miserable now. You don't know what it's like to feel great. You see other people doing it, you want it for yourself, but you can't identify with it the way you can't identify with somebody that tells you, hey, we're going to go take a trip to this place you've never been before, it's great, you're going to love it, and it looks good, it sounds good, but you have no point of reference. Not until you go there that you go, wow, this really is great, I can't believe it, I had no idea, right? It's like that with food and diet. I know for myself, when I got into this, I didn't think, oh, wow, I can't wait, I'm going to write a book, I'm going to become a nutritionist, and I'm going to help people. I didn't even know what I was doing. Write a book? Are you kidding me? I had brain fog. I didn't know, how can I write a book? But you never know where things take you. I would have never guessed that I'd be sitting here right now making a video with you, telling you how to take care of yourself and how to eat healthy, because I did it myself. 10 years ago, I lost 50 pounds. I've kept it off. I feel better in my 50s than in my 40s because I've put these into action. Taking care of myself is not hard because I want to do it. Okay? I don't still crave junk food because I stopped eating it, because I don't want to eat it. I know how healthy feels because I'm living it. And it's a priority that I do this. Okay? Can you see how everything feeds each other here? This list that I've given you, if you can just take some baby steps, you'll start to see things change, because that's what happens. I've told you before that your body will adapt to whatever you do. You want to become a heroin addict? Take some heroin and you'll be right in line, right? If you want to get off the heroin or the junk food or whatever, stop doing it. Your body will eventually get to a point where it's like, wow, I don't crave that. Ever felt that before? Like, I don't even think about that now. And all you had to do was just stop. Yeah, it sucks for a little period. It's going to be a period where you get a hangover, your headache, you don't feel good, you feel tired, but you'll get through it. Your body will do whatever you want to do. So the question is, what are you doing? Are you doing things that are destructive, that don't help you, or are you doing things that go with your body's ability to clean itself and to nourish itself? Because that's where you want to be. And so once you make these little steps, you'll start to say, hey, I got some energy. Hey, I've lost some weight. I'm starting to get into clothes I haven't worn in years. That really helped me a lot. And then all of a sudden, you're starting to feel good. You don't need anybody else to tell you what to do. You don't need a documentary. You're starting to feel good. Hey, I got this. And then you start to see how it's not so hard. And it becomes a priority. And this is what you want, because without health becoming a priority, it never will be, and you're not going to make a change. So don't beat yourself up. Don't get angry at yourself that you haven't done anything, because you don't want to. It's not a priority. So let's make health a priority if you really are serious, all right? And this is why I'm here. I'm like the gap. I help to bridge the gap, all right? You know where you want to be. You can't appreciate it. You're not sure quite how to get there. I've been there. I can help you. My consults are free, no obligation. Could be a great time for you to talk about what you're facing and how to bridge that gap, how to get to where you want to be, speaking to someone that's already been there. Okay, so reach out to me, get on my calendar, message me, let's talk, let's set up a time. Let's see how we can get health a priority for you, because there is so much riding on it, and you need to think about that too, all right? And we'll be talking more about this in future videos. Did you find this helpful? If so, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who you think could really use this information. Follow me on Facebook. I share stories every day of people changing their food, getting into alignment with how they're built and how they're designed, changing their lives. All kinds of great stories at The Vital Blend on Facebook. Follow on YouTube. Make sure that you love yourself, all right? Eat more plants, and I'll see you soon.